Hey there, Jerry. Hope you're having a great week so far. This is your video lesson for today. One big thing I want to talk about, and if you have questions at the end or want me to look at anything, feel free to shoot that on over, and I'll do my best to answer. So cool, let's get into it. So just a quick recap on Mixolydian. We played in Dorian for a while, and now we're moving on to another mode. This one's kind of like that mellow but happy sound is what this mode is going for. Where does it come from? We have C master scale. Remember that C master scale likes to start on C and end on C right there, and the chords on there have a certain hierarchy. Now, if we start playing modes and getting different feelings than the major scale provides, what we do is we take that master scale, which is this right here, right? And we go C, 1, 2, 3, 4. If we go to the fifth note right here, the fifth scale degree, that right there is a G, and that mode that's built off the fifth scale degree is called Mixolydian. Like I said, it's like a very mellow but happy kind of vibe, which is why a lot of jam bands gravitate towards this particular mode, like the Allman Brothers and Grateful Dead and bands like that. But we use this mode a lot. And Fish as well, right? All those jam bands use it. So then what we do is go, okay, we're going to reorder that, so that way G is the starting point, but it's all the same notes as C master scale because it's derived from C master. So we're just basically just reordering the scale that we're starting on G rather than C. So now we have G, A, B, C, D, E, F, and then G right there, right? And I've circled the notes in here. I've circled the notes that are really good landing spots, right? These guys right here. But for right now, we're gonna stick with this one right here for the timing. But these are the notes that kind of form up the mode. And then if we look here, G, B, and D, if we put those notes all together and play that, it's a G major chord. So then we can say that since its foundation is a major chord, a G major chord in fact, that we can say this is a major mode. So the Mixolydian is a major mode. Now when we did Dorian, the home bass chord was a minor chord, right? So therefore we call that a minor mode. So Mixolydian is a major mode. It's a bit more upbeat than the Dorian mode because the Dorian mode was a minor mode, right? So we have this as a major mode, and then we have that flavor note of F natural. Now the question is, why does that note the flavor note? For that explanation, we'll have to wait till next time when we compare two different scales that are very similar to one another, and you'll see why this one is the one to bring out or to constantly reiterate when we're soloing. So think of this as I wrote down here. Think of running the mode. Think of the chord as the home bass. Think of the chord, the home bass chord, and slowly add notes to it. So what I like to do is the G6/7 arpeggio. To start off with that first. What that means is a G chord, right? Like say like this G chord right here. We're gonna make that into an arpeggio, into a broken chord. We've done this one before. Out of this chord right here, the E form. I have 5, 4, 3, and then 1 right here. So here. So 5th fret, 4th fret, 3rd fret, and then 3rd fret right there. I said 1, but that's just the home note. Right, so we have 5, 5th fret, 4th fret, 3rd fret, 3rd fret. The root, the 3rd, the 5th, and the root. So that's our foundation. We want to constantly be coming back to that. So we always want to be constantly reiterating that chord shape. If I just run up and down, unless I have that G chord at the end, it's not going to sound Mixolydian to me. It's just going to sound like someone running up and down a scale that happened to start on a G. Right? But to constantly reiterate that G major chord, that's what we want to do. So what we'll do is we'll do the K chord slowly up the neck. I think in your video you said you were doing an E form right here, which is great, right? That's a good one to do right there. Let's start down here for this week. Let's start down here at the E form G chord. We're going to start with the chord shape right here. We're going to add the 6 to it. Now what do I mean by the 6? Is that we number these right here. G is 1, A is 2, B is 3, C is 4, D is 5, and D is 5, and then E is 6. So it's a 6th scale degree, and then F is a 7th scale degree. So I'm doing a G chord, G, right? G chord, 6, 7 arpeggio. G chord, right? These are the notes we're playing. I just played a second ago. And adding these two notes to it, the 6 and the 7. So therefore I call it the G6/7 arpeggio. Bang on the table all night. So it's the G6-7 arpeggio. That's where we want to start with this. And then what we're going to do is we're going to slowly add notes to the arpeggio. And if we do that with these notes right here, with the notes of the G Mixolydian, we'll end up with G Mixolydian. And the great byproduct of that is, since you started with the chord, that'll be really firm in your mind. That way, if I play something like this, I'll always be coming back to that home bass note, and even though I don't have a backing track on, that sounded Mixolydian to me. Right? So that's a little more advanced. That's for another day. So like I said, if we constantly come back to this scale, and if I add a C to it, for example, say that there's a C in the G Mixolydian scale or mode, I can add that in there, but I know not to hang out on it for forever, right? Because then it loses the flavor of the mode. So then what you do is this. So 3 right here, we know that's an F, so we can have that in here because it's the flavor note of the G6-7 arpeggio. That's a 7 right there. This is the root note, so it's 1. The B is 3, D is 5, E is 6, right? And they go up to 7, back to a G here, and then B. So those are all the notes I have right now. Like I said, there's a lot more we can add to that, but start with that first, then that way you'll still have the sound of the mode. Okay, so we have this. Alright, so the first step then is to take those notes and target the G using some sort of pattern or sequence.